Okay, so for the online guys, hope my voice is clear for you. Can you please confirm in chat box once whether I'm audible or not? So if it is clear, we can start the new concept today. Hmm. Fine. So from today, we are going to start the fresh concept. That is what exactly we can call it as Ansible. Which one? So before I start and proceed like Ansible, I would like to ask 3 questions from you. Like, have anyone heard about Ansible previously? Before I start today, what is Ansible and why we need to use it? No, huh? Okay, from online people, like, how about you guys? Have anyone of you heard about Ansible? From Satya, it is automation tool. Okay. And Sudarshan, you heard about Ansible. Okay. Okay. So tell me what is Ansible and why we need to use it. Just tell me any brief of it. What is Ansible? Why we need to use it? What is the purpose of it? It's a configuration management tool. Fine. If you go to Google and if you ask you Google, what is Ansible? The first answer it is going to tell you is what is Ansible means it's a configuration management tool. Let's explore. I am typing here what is Ansible. Okay, this is just to showcase what Google is telling. What is Ansible? Okay, the very first answer you are going to get is like you are going to get it as configuration management tool. Which one? So my question is, sir, you are telling that Ansible is configuration management. Na? What is configuration and what is management? Whenever if you go to interview, somebody asks you what is Ansible, you definitely tell. So Ansible is a configuration management tool, which was very, very good. You said the correct answer. But explain what is the meaning of configuration, what is the meaning of management. How can you explain them? So this question ultimately you are gonna face on the interview. To install multiple files in multiple system, basically the derivation what you said is wrong, Sudarshan. It is not to install multiple files. Okay, it will do work with the single file in multiple systems. Okay, the definition is wrong there. So let me explain you in a high level overview what this actually do. For example, I'll be opening the paint here. So from the paint, you can get the complete understanding about the Ansible. Okay, with the help of the single diagram, we can make it very, very easy. Okay. It's your configuration of dev team. Again, it's wrong, Divya. Okay, it's wrong. So let me draw the diagram. For example, let's take I'm having 4 different servers. How many servers I'm having here? 4. Server number 1. Like 4 or 3 or 2, like it doesn't matter. You can take as many you want. Server number 1, server number 2. Okay. Server number 3. And finally, server number 4. Okay. So let's consider, I'll ask you a couple of questions. Sir, in these 4 servers, for example, you want to install some softwares. What are the some softwares? Let's take, I want to install Git as well as I want to install Maven. Let me write it. Git, Maven, Tomcat, as well as I want to install some packages called Apache also. Let's take these few packages, okay? These are the 4 packages I just want to install. I mean, like one more thing is Java. You can remove Apache and you can put Java. How many softwares I want to install? 4. Let's consider for single server, it will take 2 minutes. How many minutes? 2 minutes. But how many servers do I have here? That means 2 4s are. That means to complete this task, I require totally 8 minutes. How many minutes, sir? 8 minutes. So here I'm talking about minutes, but in real time, to install some softwares, like very big softwares, we require some hours. Okay. So in that case, what we need to do is we can't spend hours on just installing the softwares. Okay. We need to work through other works also. So in this kind of scenario, what exactly we are going to do now means here we are going to automate the work. What we are going to do here? Sir, how you can automate? See, here you are having multiple servers. To work with multiple servers, you are telling that you need to automate. Okay, my question is how you can automate. The answer is very simple. In real time, we have a server called Ansible server, which can automate the entire workflow. Which server it is? Ansible. Sorry, man, wait. So let me draw the Ansible server here. So it is my Ansible main server. So I'm gonna take it some other color. Okay. So it is my Ansible main server. What I'll do is in this Ansible server, I'll write a file. What I'm gonna write? File. That file is what you can call as playbook. What you can call it as playbook. So what exactly the meaning of playbook? Playbook is nothing but a collection of modules which can do your work. For example, I want to install Git, Maven, Tomcat, and Java. So all this stuff, whatever the stuff I want to install in the servers, I'm gonna put on the playbook here. Where I'm gonna put inside playbook. So basically, this playbook is going to reside on the Ansible main server. Where is the playbook going to reside? In the Ansible main server. From the Ansible main server, if this playbook will execute, it is going to install Git, Maven, Tomcat, and server 1. Similarly, on the server number 2. Similarly, on the server number 3, as well as similarly on the server number 4. That means here, what you want, you are going to write it on the playbook. Where you are going to write on the? This playbook is going to reside on which server? Ansible server. Which server it is? Ansible. So it is going to reside on the Ansible server itself. Okay. So from the Ansible server, okay, the playbook is going to execute on the different worker servers. Now, what is written inside the playbook? Inside the playbook, I write to install Git, yum install Maven, yum install Tomcat, and yum install Java. So automatically, the single playbook is going to run on the 4 servers, not on different times at a single time. How it is going to run? At a single time. Previously, what I said, for single server, I require 2 minutes to install. How many minutes? But here, how many servers I have? 4 servers. So if I execute individually, it will take 8 minutes. But if I execute through Ansible, Ansible will install all the softwares in all the servers at the same time. It won't consume much time. Okay. So now if you consider here, for single server, it will take 2 minutes. But here I'm working with multiple servers together. Okay. So that means it is going to take only 2 minutes. Why? Because on all the servers, I'm going to run the playbook at the same time. This is what Ansible can do. So now is the workflow of Ansible clear for all of you? What is the main agenda of Ansible? To work with multiple servers together. In Jenkins, we work with single server. So if you work with single server, it will take a lot of time to install softwares and everything. So that is the reason I'm going and working with the multiple servers. What is the work of this Ansible server? This Ansible server can able to work with this Ansible server, what exactly you are saying here, this can be able to work with all the multiple servers together. Okay. So this is the high level overview about the Ansible workflow. So now is the Ansible workflow clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm me, is the workflow of Ansible clear for all of you or not? Great. Fine. So it's clear for all of you. Fine. Mike here again. Okay, fine. So Dadapir, I'll inform to admin, okay? So here, what exactly we're gonna do now is, so we are going to learn a bit about Ansible here. So let me explain some points about Ansible here, okay? So let's see what is Ansible and how it is going to work. Ansible, okay? So if you go and see what is Ansible means, it's a configuration management tool. So this part you don't understand now. I'll explain later. Why? Because we skip the Jenkins topic now. So ignore this part as of now. Okay. So Ansible is a configuration management tool, which is used to manage and work with multiple servers together. That means instead of working with single server, we are going to work with multiple servers. Why we are going to work with multiple servers together? To save the time and to save the energy of human power. Okay. So this is a free and open source tool we can use without paying any money. And so a lot of people will know about Ansible is a configuration management tool. But what is the meaning of configuration? What is the meaning of management? You know, configuration means hardware and software properties of a server. For example, if you take server without hardware and software, can you able to run any kind of server? Even can you able to create? No, it's not practically possible. Okay. So configuration comes with the hardware and software. Second one is going to be the management. What is the meaning of management? Updating the packages, installing them, removing them. Everything will undercome the management side. Is the point clear for all of you? So again, configuration come for hardware and software, and management come for packages, updating, installing, removing, everything like that. So it is used to automate the entire deployment process on multiple servers. See what it can automate, you know. Ansible can automate creation of servers. Ansible can automate installing the softwares. Ansible can automate deploying the application. That means we can call Ansible as end-to-end automation tool. If we remember in Jenkins concept, we done the deployment, right? How we create the server there? Manually. How I install Tomcat and Git and Jenkins manually. How I deployed the application? Manually. So completely in Jenkins we done with manually, and that too we can able to work on single server only. But what this Ansible can do is, this Ansible can do work with the multiple servers together, and creating the server, installing the softwares, deploying the application. All these three things will be done very, very easily. Is the point clear for all of you? Yes. So in Jenkins, if we want to work, we need to install Java. But in Ansible, we need to install Python. What we need to install, sir? Python. So here we are going to use key value format, which is for the playbook point of view. So again, I'm going to use, here we are going to use Python for installation. So in the Ansible main server, you need to install Python, otherwise it will not work. As well as here we are going to use the playbook. What is the playbook? Already I said here, whatever the work you want to do, that work you want to put on the playbook. That work might be deployment work. That work might be creating the server. That work might be installing the software. It doesn't matter. Whatever the work you want to do, you want to put that application work in the playbook. And playbook is going to present on which server here? Ansible server. Which server, sir? From the Ansible server, okay, the playbook is going to execute to multiple servers. Okay, we can call them as worker nodes. What we can call as worker nodes. So you are writing the playbook now. That playbook will be on key value format. Of course, I'll explain what is the meaning of key value format in the later point of the course. Why? Because initially you need to know what is Ansible and how to configure it. Okay. Once if you configure the Ansible and the worker nodes, then you need to write the playbooks. Playbook is your tomorrow session concept. Okay. So here in the Jenkins, we need to write the pipeline to automate the work. In which language? Groovy. But in the Ansible, we need to write the playbooks to automate the work. But it is on which format? ML. Just like we write the pipelines for Jenkins, here we are going to write the playbook for the Ansible. But both can do the automation. But if you compare Jenkins with Ansible, Ansible can do a lot of automation things when you compare with Jenkins. Is the logic point clear for all of you know? Fine. Online, is the introduction of Ansible clear for all of you know? Can you please confirm on chat box once? Okay, fine. So in a high level overview, you can say Ansible can able to work with the multiple servers together to save the time. How it can work with the help of the playbook. Playbook is in which language? ML language. That's it. It's a configuration management tool. What is the meaning of configuration and management? Configuration means hardware and software properties of a server. Management means installing the packages, updating them, removing them. Everything will come under the management. So now coming to the history of the Ansible, basically it was introduced in the year 2012 by a developer called Michael Dehan. Who is the name of the developer? Jenkins was invented by Kusiko Kawagachi. You know that. But the Ansible was introduced by the developer called Michael Dehan. He was the first person who given the Ansible for us. But later, the Ansible was taken by the Red Hat. Initially, it was maintaining by the single user, but after some years, it was acquired by the Red Hat organization. Now, currently, Red Hat is owning the entire Ansible project. Okay. You can ask me, sir, currently it is maintaining by Red Hat. So can we use it on Windows machine? Definitely. It is owned by Red Hat, but that doesn't mean we cannot use it on other systems like Windows and Mac. It is a platform independent one. You can be able to use on any kind of operating system as per your requirement. Okay. So here I said it is a platform independent and it will work on all flavor of Linux. The reason why extensively I add this point for your notes is you might confuse like this. Currently Ansible is owned by Red Hat. That means can Ubuntu use Ansible? Can Amazon use Ansible? Or can CentOS use Ansible? Of course, man, it is used. Okay. Here it is owned by Red Hat only, but that doesn't mean it's only working for Red Hat. It can be able to use by any of the different flavors. So this is the history of the Ansible. Now coming to the architecture point of view, sir, in the architecture, you need to know about playbook. Already we know what is a playbook. Playbook is nothing but it's a file which consists of the code. That code can be anything. That code can create the server. That code can install the softwares. That code can deploy the application. Okay. I'm going to write here with the help of the code. I'm going to write it in the top of the notes. With the help of the playbook, I'm writing here. With the help of the playbook, you can create server. I'm writing here. You can create servers. Okay. Similarly, you can install packages and softwares. And similarly, you can deploy the application and so on. Of course, you can do a lot of things. Okay. But these are the main three things. So again, I'm telling if I said playbook means that playbook can do anything. What are the stuff that playbook can do here? Playbook can create the servers. Playbook can install the packages and softwares. Playbook can deploy the and some other works also. I'll tell you what are the other works you can do with the help of playbook. Okay. So this playbook is a file which consists of the code. With that code, you can do whatever you want. So first one is very clear. Second one is the inventory file. What is the second one here? Inventory file. So what is the meaning of inventory file? You know, it consists of the IP address of the nodes. For example, see here, how many worker nodes you are having? 4 worker nodes. These 4 worker nodes IP address will be presenting on a file called inventory file. Which file? So this inventory file is exclusively presenting on the Ansible main server. So with the help of this inventory file, okay, we are going to store the worker node IP address. If I don't store the worker node IP address on the inventory file, so Ansible will not perform any of the action. For example, I'll tell one logic point for you. All of you are coming to the class. How you are coming to the class? Before coming to the class, admins will ask your number. If your number is there, you can come to the class. I'll teach you the subject. If the number is not there, will you come to the class? Will I teach you the subject? No. Here also, in the Ansible server, in the inventory file, we need to put the IP address of the worker node. If the worker node IP address is presenting on the file, Ansible will work on this node. Otherwise, it won't care. Like that. So inventory file means it consists the worker node of the, sorry, it consists the IP address of the worker nodes. Okay, playbook and inventory. These are the 2 files. Now tell me, playbook consists of code and inventory file consists of IP address. That's it. IP address of what? Worker nodes. Correct. And sir, here if you can see my Ansible main server can communicate with worker nodes. How the communication is going to possible means with the help of SSH. Without SSH, we cannot able to communicate. So you know already, if we want to kind of communicate with the servers, definitely we need to use SSH. The full form of SSH is going to be secure shell. Already we discussed in the initial days of demos. And the last one will be Ansible is agentless. Ansible is in Jenkins, we seen the agent. What is the agent there? Java 11. What is agent there? That means in the worker node, if you put Java 11, if you install Java 11, then only you can able to work. Otherwise, can you able to work? No. So here I have written very clearly, Ansible is agentless. That means we no need to install any kind of software on the worker node. For example, see, if my Ansible server want to communicate with this worker node, I do not need to install any kind of software here. For example, if it is Jenkins in the worker node, I need to install Java 11. But for the Ansible, if the Ansible want to communicate with worker nodes, no need to install any kind of software. That is what we can call as agentless. Agentless means in worker node, no need to install any kind of software package or any other thing. Is the point clear for all of you know? So again, I'm repeating the one more time for you. What are the architecture for Ansible? So first of all, in the Ansible architecture, will be consisting of the playbook. Playbook will consist of the code. That code can do a lot of works, like creating the server, installing the packages, deploying the application, and so on. Second one, inventory. So inventory is a file which consists of the IP address of the worker nodes. And how the main node is going to communicate with worker node with the help of SSH. So Ansible is agentless. Probably, agentless means no need to install any kind of software in the worker nodes. And the last point here you need to understand is, previously I said you need to install Python, right? That need to install on the Ansible main server, not on the worker nodes. Is my logic clear for all of you? That's it. So is the architecture of Ansible clear for all of components and everything? Online, can you please confirm, is the components and architecture clear for all of you or not? Can you ping me on comment section? Okay. So that was a very clean response from all of you. Thank you guys. Thanks for your response. So now we will go for the practical implementation, how to create the cluster. Okay. So guys, Ansible setup will take some time. It's not like other setups. How much time we took for Tomcat setup? 1 second. For Nexus, 15 seconds. And for Jenkins, 1.5 minutes. But this Ansible will take 20 minutes for setup. Why? Because this setup we need to do manually. Okay. But don't worry, I'll explain each and every point 3 times. So you won't confuse in that case. Okay. But while I'm explaining, please focus on the board. Otherwise, you will lost. Okay. So try to see. Here, I'm going to give the point to point and step by step how to create them and how to install the Ansible. So first of all, here, what is the first point you are seeing here? Create 5 servers. In the 5 servers, one is Ansible main node. 2 of them are developing servers and 2 of them are, of course, if you want to create production also, you can create. But for practical purpose, I'm creating only dev and test. So here I'm going and creating 5 servers. I'm not giving the name as of now. So I'm taking Amazon X2, which you already know. So instance type P2 micro is fine. You can use it completely free. And key pair, select one key pair, which you are having on your local system. So security, go for all traffic. There you go. So now give them naming very clearly. So first I'm going to give it as Ansible. Clear now? So you will be having 5 servers in the console now. So try to connect with one by one in the MobileStorm. So guys, I'll tell one of the greatest features of MobileStorm now. So the reason why we are using MobileStorm means you can execute multiple commands on multiple servers at the same time. Okay, this we can achieve. Let me show you. I'm going to take a 5 terminals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now I have 5 servers. In the 5 servers, I want to execute one command at the same time in all 5 servers. By default, if you use browser or putty or like any other terminals, it's not possible. But the greatest feature of using MobileStorm is, are you seeing multi-execution mode here? Multi-exec. All in. Please focus here. You can see multi-exec here. Click on the multi-exec. What is the command to list the files? ls. Is it performing on all of the terminals or not, sir? What is the shortcut to clear the screen? Control L. Is it performing in all servers or not? Now I want to go to the folder called desktop. CD desktop slash I have a folder called keeper. Is it performing on all the servers or like only one server? So this is what the greatest feature of the MobXterm. The reason why I ask you to use MobXterm since the beginning of the course means only of this feature. Okay. Basically, if you don't have MobXterm, you want to perform this command 5 times. How many times? But here, how many times you are performing? One time. So there is a famous dialogue, right? Don't do multiple times, single time Fasak. Okay. So this MobXterm is called as the Fasak tool for the DevOps. If you ask me why, because no need to execute the commands multiple times. One time will be maximum enough to cover all the servers. Is it clear for all of you know? Now, sir, if I don't want to execute on multiple servers, if I want to come out of it, click on exit. Are you seeing the exit multi-execution mode? Click on here. Now you'll be coming out of the execution mode. Again, if you want to execute multiple commands over like multiple servers, click on multi-execution mode. You can run the commands as per your requirement. If you want to come out of it, just click on exit multi-execution mode. That's it. Is it clear now? Fine. So now try to connect to one by one server here. So connect to the servers individually, sir. Okay. And initial I said you a command. That command is how to set the host name for the server. Have you remember that one? How to set the host name for your server? Host name CTL set type on host name. Okay, so that command we are going to use it now. Alright, man. So now I'm continuing developing server number 2. So like this, one by one, you need to connect to all of the servers. Okay. And one more thing, guys, like in real time, you don't do all of these setups. Before you go to company, already these setups will be existed there. So as a new engineer for the organization, you won't involve in installing all of them. Okay. But it is better to have some knowledge. What I recommend is. The crazy factor is I have given the name for this server 3 times. It is not taking. Have you seen this one? Crazy. Wait. So it is my test one. I'm continuing to the test one here. Let me give one last chance of giving the name. Test 0 to I'll try to go with some different name. I think here it is having the naming convention issue. I mean, just kidding. It won't have basically. I have given now. Oh, it's working. Okay. So now here you can clearly see that I have been connected to the 5 servers. Now in 5 servers, I need to go to the root user in all of the 5 servers. Basically, if I execute sudo -i, I'll go to the root user. But I cannot work one by one. Why? Because I have multiple servers to manage at a single time. So in that case, what I can do is, So here, if I go for multi-execution mode, in the multi-execution mode, I can execute the command in all the terminals at a same point of time. So click on multi-execution mode, give the command sudo -i. Now, if you go and see, am I able to come to root user to all the servers here? Are you able to see it or not? Let me increase some font size here. Otherwise, you cannot able to see it. Okay. So like that. So this is the first command what I have seen here. Okay. So after creating the 5 servers, execute the below commands on all the servers. Where you are going to execute on all the server. What is the first command here? Sudo -a. Second one, we need to set the host names. What we need to set? The command to set the host name is already we know host name ctl set -host name. And here you need to mention the host name, like what are the name you want to give to your server. You need to mention that name for your host. For example, this first server required Ansible as host name. But if I type, all the servers are coming Ansible, correct or not, sir? So it is not what we want, okay? So now here I want to put Ansible on server number 1 only. But if I type Ansible, it is coming to all the servers, which I don't want. So in that case, what I do, Now tell me, in these 5 terminals, in which terminal I want to give the name? Only first terminal. So rest of the terminals, I don't want to execute the command now. So click on exclude. The moment if you click on exclude, whatever you are typing here, the terminal will not be able to get that one. See, I am typing Ansible. Is it taking for only server 1 or not, sir? So if you click on exclude in that terminals, what are the terminals you click on exclude, the command will not work. Now again, click on exclude here. Now for this server, what is the name I want to give? Dev1. Clear? And click on exclude. And for this server, what is the name I want to give? Dev2. And here, I want to give it as test1. And now I don't want to execute command here. I want to execute command on last terminal with the name test2. So after giving the names like this, now you want to execute all the commands, right? So now click on exclude, and if you hit enter, automatically all the commands will perform. Okay. If you click on exclude, that particular terminal will not able to take the command. Okay. So now this is the second command. Here I have given. Okay, host name detail set -host name and name of the servers, whatever you want to put. So Ansible dev1, dev2, test1, test2 like this. So some people will directly copy paste the command. Don't do it, guys. The reason why I put like this to give the names individually. But some highly intelligent people, what they do, they'll copy paste the same command in all the servers. Now, what is the host name for all the server? Ansible dev1, dev2, dev3, dev4. I mean, like test1, test2. That is the common name for all the servers. You don't do it, okay? So is the concept of setting the host name clear for all of you now? Online, can you please confirm, are the first 3 commands clear for all of you now? Basically, one command only. Sudo -a command, anyways. The setting of host name. So here, yes, it was clear. Fine. So later now, here you want to perform some activities. I'll tell you what is the activity. Sir, you are going to work from which server? From the Ansible server to the worker nodes. Now I want to log in from my Ansible server to the worker node. I want to log in from my Ansible server to the worker node. So by default, whenever if you want to log in from one server to another server, servers will not accept your login. We need to modify some files. Again, I'm telling, if you want to log in from one server to another server, the second server will not accept the first server login. Why? Because by default, logging from one server to another server is restricted. What it is? So now here we are going to make it unrestricted. Okay. Why? Because if I don't log in from my Ansible server to worker node, I cannot able to communicate with it. If I can't communicate with it, how can I able to work with it, sir? Is it practically possible? No. So here from the root user, I am going to log into all the worker nodes. Okay. So already, we have the default user called root user. And if I want to log into my server, so without password, can we log into different server? Is password mandatory or not, sir? So how to give the password for your server? The command is very, very clear. pass WD root. That means you are setting the password for the root user. You are setting the password for the. Some people will write here password. It's not the password, guys. It is pass WD, the command which will set the username for the root user. Hit enter. I am giving the password. Already you know in Linux, passwords and secrets, sensitive data will not be able to visible. So remember, whenever if you're typing password, this password will be updated in the background, but in the foreground you cannot able to see it. Don't think your laptop is not working. Because it is a doubt, one of the doubt I got from a previous student. He's telling that, sir, whenever I'm giving the username and password, my laptop is not working. I asked that, like, why it is not working? He said that I'm trying it on EC2. I am typing the password, but keys are not visible there. Okay. You don't do this kind of stuff. Why? Because by default, the secrets like passwords, tokens, and some other information, okay, which you are typing on the Linux machine, it will not be visible for you. Okay, here I am typing the password. It can be updated on the background, but you cannot see it on the foreground part. Is it clear for all of you? Know? Fine. So now I give the password. I have the user called root user, and for this user, I'll be having the password. Okay. So now can I able to log into all the servers? Means I already said if you have username and password, you cannot able to log into server. Why? Because by default server will restrict the user login. So we want to change that configuration. How you can change the configuration means there is a file called sshd. Which file? By using vim command in the etc in the ssh folder, there is a folder called sshd underscore config. Here you need to make sure you are giving underscore. What you are giving? Some people will put hyphen and they'll ask, sir, output is not coming. Why it will come, sir? Here I said underscore, but you are putting hyphen. So make sure you are giving underscore here and put config. So in the etc folder, we have a folder called sh. In that folder, we are having a file called shd config. Go to this file. You need to go for two lines. First one is line number 38. In the line number 38, what you are seeing here? Read this for me. Zoom in. Okay. What is it? First of all, do one thing. All of you come friend. Sit on the first row here. Because these are very small to see for you, right? You cannot able to get this one easily. Okay. Now see here. In the line number 38, what you are seeing, sir? Permit root login. Yes, it is commented. It is commented, means that will not work. So we need to uncomment this one. If you uncomment this one, now the root user can able to log into the system. So I'm uncommenting this one. Is it done now? Previously, it was commented. Commented means that option will not work. But after uncommenting, this option will work. That means root user can able to log in. So first part is clear. And in the line number 61, just to give escape colon 61, in the line number 61, you can see one more word, password authentication. Yes, again, this is also commented. Commented means it is not going to work. So I'm uncommenting. After uncommenting, what you can understand here, sir, whenever if root user want to log in, ask him to log in with the password. Why? Because without password, how can we allow the user, sir? Is it a safer way to allow the user without password? No. So these are the two things you need to do on the SSHD file. Again, I'll explain one more time for you. Go to etc SSHD. What we need to type here? Underscore config. First of all, go to line number 38. In the line number 38, permit root login. That means I'm allowing the root user login. If I don't allow, user cannot able to log in. If user cannot able to log in, my Ansible worker node cannot able to communicate with the main node. After that, go to line number 61. In the 61, what exactly you can see here? Password authentication. Password authentication is, yes, that means whenever the user called root user, whenever the user called root user, if you try to log in, ask him password. Without password, don't allow him. Like that. Fine. So now you tell me, basically SSHD is a service. If you modify something on service, what is the next thing you want to do? You want to restart the service. What do you want to do? Already we discussed, for every service we have the configuration file. If you modify the configuration, we need to restart. Otherwise, it won't work. So how to restart? systemctl restart. What is the name of the service? SSHD. Which one? After restarting, check the status. Checking the status is optional. Okay. Is it running here? Is it running or no, sir? In main server, dev1, test1, dev2, and test everywhere it is running. So it is perfectly fine. And after that, give the command call host name -i. This is going to show the IP address. I'll tell you why we need IP address later. Okay. So these are the commands what you need to perform. Again, I'm telling, first of all, go to the terminal and type pass wt root. So this is going to set the password. Why we need password? To log into the other server. So we need to go to etc sh_config in line number 38 and 61. We need to uncomment. What we need to do? Uncomment. Okay. So after modifying the configuration file, you need to restart and you need to status. And finally, hostname -i, you need to give it on the terminals to get the IP address. So are these 5 steps clear for all of you know? Everybody. Online, can you please confirm me? Are the 5 steps clear for all of you or not? Everyone in the chat box? Uh, uh. Just uncomment and save it. Okay, you need to save the file. Okay. Yes, password will be same for all the servers. You can give same password. It's completely fine. Okay. If you want to give different password also, it's fine. But better to give the same password for your easy work. Why root user? Is it real-time permit for root user? Basically, you can create some separate user also, Satya. But of course, you can perform the same operation with root user. But if you want to perform with your user, create your own user and do the same thing with your user. Okay. Hope it is clear for you, Satya. So the worker node work is done. Now I'm going to run the above step on the Ansible main server. Which server? What are the commands here you are seeing? These servers need not to perform on all the servers here. So you can come out of the multi-execution mode, go to Ansible main server. Is it my Ansible main server or not, sir? And one more thing here, basically you can use the command sudo -i. If you want to see the host name, na, I mean like give sudo -i. You can see the host names. Basically till now you were not seeing host name, na. So basically this command I need to give on the starting of the session, but of course fine. Wherever you want, you can give it. It's completely fine. So now come out of the multi-execution mode in the Ansible main server. Okay, I want to execute the below commands. The first command is to install Ansible. Basically, we use yum install. What we can use? But here yum package manager won't work. We need to go for Amazon Linux extras. It is the package manager to install the Ansible on our server. So write this command. Amazon Linux extras install Ansible to -y. So this command will install the Ansible in my main server. Okay, remember Ansible need to install on main server only. When worker nodes, no need to install. And what is the dependency for the Ansible? Python. That means without Python, we cannot able to work. Na? So I'm going to install Python also. Here you can see Python 3 is the latest version. And I'm installing a module called PIP. Okay, and I'm installing a module called dlevel. So these are the Python dependency modules which we can use for the future purpose. So just install Python 3 as well as Python PIP and Python dlevel. That's it. So now in your worker nodes, the Python has been successfully installed. I mean, sorry, in the Ansible node. Okay. So now what you can do is here, in the next point, I'll ask you a question. Sir, if I want to communicate with my worker nodes, this worker node IP address need to put on a file. Where we can put that? What is the name of the file? Inventory file. So now you are going to add the IP address of the worker nodes to the inventory file. So basically, where is your inventory file? VM, etc, Ansible. There is a file called host. It is the interview question. What is the inventory file? Inventory file will consist of the IP address of the worker node, and it is located on etc Ansible host. Hit enter. And there will ask one more question also. How many type of inventories we have? 2 types, static and dynamic. How many type of inventories we are having? One is static, second one is dynamic. So go here. So now you can see how many groups I'm having. I'm having only two groups, developing group and testing group. So in the 12th line, I have mentioned it very, very clearly in the 12th line. Okay. So before this one, so you need to add your IP address like this. So how to add? First of all, dev group I have. Second one is going to be test group. So in dev group, how many servers I'm having? Two. Developing one as well as developing two. Great. So I have added both of the IP address in my developing group. So second one here you are having is testing. So copy the testing one IP address and paste it on the inventory file. Second one, testing two, and paste it on the test group. So this is the way how exactly you need to add the IP address. So in future, if you have some any other group like prod, UAT, add the new group called prod. Okay, and give the IP address similarly. So just give any some random IP address. But here I'm having only two groups, so I'm comfortable with both dev and test here. After adding this one, just save. I think all of you know how to save the file. That's it. Again, I'm telling, go to the file call etc ansible hosts. So now what you can do here? Wait, inventory. So here we are going to add the guys internet issue. Wait. So here you need to add that only you communicate with them. If you can't able to add, you cannot able to communicate with it. Is it clear for all of you now? That's it. Fine. Okay. So now later here what you can see is again I'm like explaining everything from the sketch. So try to listen here very, very carefully, guys. So online, is it fine? Like, are you getting my voice comfortably now? Or still you are getting the same issue? Voice not coming. Guys, like, are you comfortable now? Can you confirm me once? Is it clear for all of you now? You can use public or you can use private, but in real time, we mostly use private IP address instead of public. Okay. Now I'm using private one. Okay. In real time, use private only. Why? Because public IP address will keep changing, right? And for some servers like applications server, database server won't have public. So we need to definitely use private only. Yes, which won't change. So now again, I'm explaining the complete concept here, how to set up. First of all, create 5 servers. One of them is Ansible. 2 of them are dev, 2 of them are test. So execute all the commands on all servers. That means in the Ansible dev and test, you need to perform all the commands. First of all, log into the root user and perform the host name. And after that, go to the host name. If you want to go to the host name, use sudo -a. Next, give the password for the root user. Why? Because root user want to log into other servers. By default, one user cannot able to log into any other server. Why? Because we have the restriction there. What do we have there? So in the etc shd configuration file, we need to uncomment both 38 and 61 lines. If you uncomment that one, root user can able to log in. But before that, you need to start the service. Why? Because it's a service. If you modify any of the configuration, we need to restart and we need to check the. And after that, give the hostname -a, we will give the IP address. Why? Because this IP address we want to use on future for lot of purpose. So this is the case what you need to execute in all the servers. Now coming back here, next I want to execute the commands on only Ansible server. So in this case, first of all, I'm going to Ansible and I'm running the Ansible 2 to install Ansible. The command is Amazon Linux extras install Ansible 2. And second one here, we are going to use Python. Why? Because Python is the dependency for our Ansible. Without Python, we cannot able to work with the Ansible. And in the step number 3, we need to go to etc Ansible host, which is our inventory file. In this inventory file, we need to add the IP address of our groups. This is what we have done till now. So is the complete process clear for everyone now? Online, what about you guys? Is the complete process clear for all of you know? Can you confirm me once? Clear, fine. So last IP address is 219, but in inventory it is showing some other thing. Let me check. cat/80 is. Let me go for VM. Yep, here 9 is missing. Thank you, Sirisha. Fine. So next year, what you can do is, sir, if my main server want to communicate with worker nodes, this user can able to log in, right? But while logging the root user, he need to copy the keys. What I'll do now, I'll generate the key. What I'll generate here? Whatever the key you are generating on the main server, if you copy that key to all the worker nodes, now you can able to communicate with the worker nodes freely. This is what we are going to do now. In the Ansible main server, I'm going to generate the key. If you copy that key to the worker node with the root user, which user? Now you can be able to work. So how to generate the key means there is a command called ssh-keygen. That means with the help of sh, generate the key. It is telling that you are generating two keys. Key pair means two keys. One is public key, second one is private key. And the public and private key, what you are generating is going to store on root folder.sh folder in the name of id_rsa. In that name, you are going to generate the private key. You want to give the password? No, I don't want to give the password. Hit enter one more time. That's it. Now, if you give ll.ssh, you can see the keys. Are you seeing id_rsa pub? It is the public key and it is the private key. Okay, these both keys, whatever the public and private key you generated in the Ansible main server, this you need to copy it to the worker nodes with the help of which user? Root user. Which user? Now, if you copy the keys from the root user, now you can be able to communicate with them. But here, how to copy? That is very simple process. But before that, how many files you are seeing now? No, total number of files. 3 or 2? 3. No authorized keys, id_rsa, id_rsa pub. How many keys? I mean, like 3 files you are seeing. Okay, remember this point. Sir, now already you have generated a key on the Ansible server. Now, with the help of the root user, you want to copy to the worker nodes. How this can do? There is a command called ssh-copy-id from the root user. From the root user, I am copying the keys to developing one server. This is the simplest command. Okay. So ssh-copy-id. That means I'm copying the SSH keys from the which user? Root user to which server? Developing one server. Hit enter. Now it is going to ask the permission. Do you really want to connect to the developing one server? Yes, I want to connect. For that purpose, you need to give the password. Already for the root user, we kept a password. Password is same for all the servers. I have given Raham123. Give it. Are you seeing the keys added now? Now currently I'm on which server? Ansible. If I give SSH and a private IP address of my developing one, currently you are which server now? You are logging into which server? That means my key is copied successfully or not, sir? That means am I able to log in from my Ansible main server to developing one or not, sir? That's it. If you want to log out of dev one server, control D. Control D means exit. Now again, he came to which server here? Means now clearly tell me here I copied the keys on the Ansible main server, but what I'm doing now from the Ansible main server, I'm copying the keys to worker nodes. Why? Because I want to log in from my Ansible server to the developing one server. If I can't log in, I cannot able to work with it. That is the point. Again, sir, for example, if I want to log into my worker node 2, that is developing 2, again the same command ssh -copy -id. Basically, if you use C tab, automatically it will come. C tab. From the root user, I want to connect to which server? Developing to. So what you need to give here? Which IP you need to give? Developing to IP address. Paste it. Now again, it is going to ask the permission. What I need to give here? Yes. And we need to give the password. Password I kept initially Raham123. You can also use whatever the name password you want. You can set however you want. Root one. See, you are giving same password for all the servers, na? Different password, then give it. If you are connecting to dev one, give dev one password. If you are connecting to dev two, give dev two, like dev two password. Yep. To which server you are connecting, give that server password. Okay. Yep. So now you log. See, you have tried to copy the key to worker node 2, that is developing 2. Now to verify that is completely copied or not, here I can see number of keys added. So for my official confirmation, SSH and private IP address of my dev 2. Currently I'm on which server? I am logging from Ansible. That means my Ansible main server can able to communicate with dev 2 or not, sir, here. Why? Because here I have copied the key from my Ansible main server to developing 2 also. Similarly, I want to copy the same key for testing 1 and same key for testing 2 itself. Now, can you tell me like how to copy the keys from these 2 servers? What is the command? SSH hyphen copy ID. From the root user, I want to copy the keys to test 1. So copy the IP address of my test 1. Just give yes. And give the password Raham123. That's it. For confirmation, SSH private IP address. Now, if you confirm it, just give control D. Control D means you will be logged off. Okay. So these same points, whatever the points here, I am showing you in the class, same points I mentioned. SSH-copy-ID rooted at the rate of private IP address of dev1. Click on yes, give the password, SSH and private IP address, give control D. Point to point, pin by pin, I am giving you the nodes. So in the practical point of view, no need to confirm, like no need to worry about anything. So finally, I need to connect with the testing 2 server. Same command, SSH-copy-ID rooted at the rate of private IP address of my testing 2 server. Just to give yes, password Raham123. SSH and give the IP address. That's it. Now you are on which server? Test 2. But logging from which server? Ansible main server. Now give control D. So this is the way how to set up, sir. Again, I'm telling, initially setup will take some time for you. Okay, I explained each point 3 times for you minimum. Okay, so nobody is going to explain this many times in this much of depth. Okay, so try to utilize it and try to set up the cluster. After setting up all the servers, now you want to verify is my all the servers are communicating with my Ansible server. You want to verify whether all my servers are able to communicating with my Ansible or not. So how you can verify means with the help of a command called Ansible all hyphen m ping. That is, I'm gonna check the response of my all servers. If you give this command, you can able to check. Are you seeing all servers are giving the ping or not, sir? Success. Success means all the worker nodes are able to communicate with my Ansible nodes. Is it clear? So please verify by using this command Ansible all hyphen m ping. Okay, it is to check the connection of worker node. Here what I have written Ansible hyphen m ping all, but here what I have written Ansible all hyphen m ping. Sir, is it going to show some differences if I give ping lastly? Means just check. Is it working same or different? That means you can put all, okay, after the ping or before the ping, it doesn't matter. You'll be getting the option anyways. Is it clear for all of you know? So all in, is the setup of Ansible clear for all of you know? Can you please confirm in chat box once? No. Because if worker node want to communicate with each other, again you need to copy the keys from one worker node to another worker node. Here this worker nodes can able to, yep, that's what I'm telling. See, currently this worker node can able to communicate with Ansible main server only. Why? Because in the Ansible main server, you generate the key and you copied it. For example, if dev1 want to communicate with dev2, it won't possible. Why? Because you need to generate the key on dev1 and you need to give to dev2. Then only dev1 can able to communicate with dev2. Is it clear? Fine. Basically, worker nodes will communicate with Ansible. Okay, but worker nodes will not communicate with each other. If you want to communicate them, copy the key on any of the worker node, they paste on some other worker node. So same process, whatever I said. So it will be happen. But in real time, it is not required actually. Okay. Okay, sir. Now with the help of Ansible, what you said is you can able to create the server, you can able to install the software, you can able to deploy the application. First of all, we'll go with the basic. Basic means how to install the packages. Sir, in Ansible, how many servers I'm having now? Worker nodes. In the 4 worker nodes, I want to create a file. First of all, what is the command to create the file? Touch file 1. So put this on double quotes. Put this on before that, write Ansible all -a. That's it. Whatever the command you want to perform on worker nodes, put that command on double quotes. Before that, write Ansible all -a. I'll explain. Here, Ansible is the tool what we are using. All means run the command on all the servers. -a stand for argument. -a stand for, and this is what exactly the command you are running. Again, I'm telling Ansible is the tool what we are using. All means I'm running this command on all the servers. -a stand for. In the double quotes, what is the command you want to execute on worker nodes? Just put it. Hit enter. Now in all the worker nodes, the file has been created. If you want to check it, let me show you. One by one, I'll show you. First of all, I'll go to developing one server. Okay. Sir, it is a fresh server or not, sir? Give the ls. Are you seeing file 1? So now again, it is also a fresh server. So just to give ls. Again, it is also a fresh server. You can go and give the command ls. Are you seeing file 1? And in the test2 also, you can give the command called ls. Instead of checking this individually, what you can do, you want to list the files, right? What is the command to list the files? Put this on double quote. Now you want to execute on all servers. Ansible all -a. That's it. Now it is going to list all the servers files. Are you seeing the file 1 in all servers? Now is it making our work very, very easy or not, sir? Like that. So now in all the servers, for example, I want to install a package called Git in all the servers. So first of all, the prefix is Ansible all -a. Now what I want to install? Tell me what I want to install. Git. Tell me the command to install Git. Yum install git -y. Close the double quotes. Okay. Ansible all -a is common for all the commands. Hit enter. So now you can see the Git installation is performed on all the servers at a single time. In all the servers, if you want me to show the version of Git, basically Git is installed. But if you want to verify whether the Git is installed properly or not, so I want to check the Git version in all the servers. How can I do it? Tell me the command. Ansible all -a git -b. Can I give git -b? Now this command will execute on all the servers. Are you seeing in the all the servers are able to see Git or not, sir? Sir, similarly, I want to install Maven. What I want to install? In all the servers. Now tell me how to install Maven. Ansible all -a double quotes yum install Maven -y. Of course, I'm not going for Java 1.8.0. I'm installing default Maven. Hit enter. You will get it out, sir. How to work on specific server? I'll tell that one also, but hold your nose as of now. Okay. Is it installed on Ansible node as well? No, Benu, it is going to perform on worker node only. In Ansible main node, it won't install. So now see, Maven has been installed in all the servers. So how to check? Ansible all -a mvn -b. Now can you see the Maven version in all the servers or not, sir? In server 1, you can see. In server 2, you can see. Server 3 and server 4. Clear now? You will get it out. So for example, I want to install on only developing server. So how we can do? Instead of all, just put dev. If you put dev here, this will execute on only dev server. Dev servers. How many dev servers I'm having? No, sir. If I want to run this on testing servers only, just put test. Sorry, again, I want to run this yum install maven in testing one server. Basically, in testing group, we have two servers now. I want to run on single server, server number one. So in that case, testing server one means index number 0. Testing server 2 means index number 1, like this. So some people might have the doubt how to execute on specific server only. So if you want to execute on developing servers, two of the developing servers, just to give dev. No, sir, I want to execute on developing server 1, just to give index number 0. No, sir, I want to execute on developing server 2, index number. There you go. Clear now? If you want me to show it, I'll show you. For example, I want to install a package called tree. What I want to install? Now tell me the complete command for it. How to install tree in only developing server. Ansible, all, or dev. Dev. Why? Because my requirement is I want to install only dev. Next. -a. What is the command to install the tree? Yum install tree -y. So this particular command will able to execute on only developing nodes. Developing nodes, 2 servers. Okay. So if you want me to show, if I type the command Ansible all -a, just I'm showing you tree-v. Here I am trying to check the version in all the servers. But tell me, in which servers you will get the output? Developing servers only, dev 1, dev 2. But for test 1, test 2, you won't get the output. Let me show you. So in the developing 2, it is showing that no such file or directory. In the developing 1, sorry, testing 2 and testing 1, are you seeing this executing here? No, you are getting failure here. What you are getting? But for developing 1 and developing 2, it is working very, very fine. Sir, similarly, for example, I want to create the user in all the servers. How to create the user? The command is user add. What is the command? So give the command Ansible all -a user add. I want to create the user called Raham. What I want to create? Now this command will execute in all the servers and create the user called Raham. If you want to see, is Raham present or there or not? So basically, all the users in a server will be going to store on a path called etc passability. So in this file, you can able to see the list of users. So now I'm executing this command in all servers. In the server 4, are you having Raham user here? In server 3, are you having Raham user? In server 2, yes. And in server 1, also you are having. Correct or not, sir? Sir, similarly, I want to install Apache. What I want to install? So basically, Apache is nothing but it's a web server. So you already know I said about web server. So yum install HTTPD. How to do it? Ansible all -a yum install HTTPD. HTTPD stand for Apache. Okay. Sir, Apache is a service. Whenever you download any service to the server, by default, it will be on which state? Stopper state. Let's verify. Okay. How to verify? Tell me the command. How to check the status of a service? Tell the full command of Ansible. Ansible all -a then systemctl status Apache. Apache means HTTPD. Now by default it will be on stopper state. You can see it is inactive. All you are seeing inactive or not, sir? Now if I want to activate that service, what I need to do here, instead of status, I can put start or restart. I am giving start here. After starting, let's go and verify the status one more time. I am giving up arrow. Instead of typing, I am giving up arrow. Now tell me, are you able to see the status is running or not, sir? Is it active here? Is it active here? Is it active? And here also it is active, like that. So in this way, you can be able to work with all the servers together. Okay, with the help of which concept? Ansible. Okay, in the Ansible, you just learned about the ad hoc command. Ad hoc are simple Linux command. These are Linux commands or not, sir? But what you are putting Ansible all -a. Okay, in real time, these we use only for temporary purpose. Okay, this command will be overridden. In real time, these commands are going to be override. So if you have any kind of temporary works, you can use this kind of ad hoc. But if you have any permanent works, we can use the modules concept. Which concept? which you are going to explore on tomorrow's session. But as of now, these are what you have learned in today's session. So in the initial part of the session, I said about Ansible can be able to work with multiple servers together. Is it working with multiple servers together or not, sir? Yes. But of course, I said about playbook. Playbook is what you are going to learn tomorrow. Today, I start the basic of ad hoc command. If you are comfortable with ad hoc command, you can understand the architecture and flow. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to start the concept of playbooks. So now before I go and ask you the doubts and queries, first of all, how's the day one of Ansible for you? Is it clear for all of you here? Online, can you please confirm me how's the session of Ansible day one for all of you? Can you please confirm in chat box all of you once? So it was nice, good, awesome, fine, interesting, great. Okay. So as of now, it was clear for all of the online guys. That was very great response from you. Thanks for your response. And one of the query that I got from Luban Satya. So basically, Satya, what exactly you need to understand here is in Windows Server also, you need to do some configuration after installing the Ansible. Okay. Here we are using SH, but there you are using RDP. Okay. Apart from that, writing the playbook and execution will remain same. Okay. If you learn in Linux, so working with the Windows vision will be also going to be easy for you. Don't worry about as of now Windows in real time. We work majorly with the Linux platform. Great. Sai Krishna, you made it easy to understand. Thank you. Fine. Okay, guys. So now it's time for our doubts and queries part. So first of all, online, if you are having any queries or any doubts over regarding today's session, you can raise your hand. And offline, first of all, I'll go with your point of view. Any queries from your end? First of all, nothing, eh? No doubts. Eh? Yeah, definitely we need to take care of it. In real time, we have some engineers called IT support team. You know, IT support team, they will work on this majorly. But as a DevOps engineer, you need to work here extensively. Okay, why? Because it comes under our part only. Already before going to the organization, this entire setup is almost going to be existing. See, in real time, you don't set up anything newly. Already setup will be existed there. You need to go and you need to understand the work and you need to work with them together. Is the logic clear for you? Don't think everything you are going to build from the scratch. It is not going to happen. Okay. You told Ansible is agentless, but without Python, we are unable to run. Yes, of course, Bhavani, I said Ansible is agentless. What is the meaning of agentless? If you install any software in worker nodes, that is agent. But in the worker nodes, I haven't installed Ansible. Sorry, I haven't installed the Python. Python I install on the main server. The meaning of agentless means you should not install anything on the worker node. So hope this is clear for you, Bhavani. Okay, so first I'm gonna give the unmute option for Venu Kumar. Venu, you can speak, Venu. Oh, sorry, I have muted you again. Wait, please go ahead.
Hi, Raham.
Yeah, hello, Venu. Good evening.
Good evening. Here we are talking about 4 servers or 5 servers. What if in any case we are working on 100 servers?
Even though if you have the 100 servers, first of all, you will configure them and run the same commands for 100 servers. Here, for the practical purpose, I'm showing you just 4 servers. Okay,
Yes.
that doesn't mean it is not going to work for hundreds of servers. Even if you have hundreds or thousand, it is going to be the same process.
Yes, I understood. So I just want to do the verification as how you have done. You are trying to see if at all the right software is installed or not, right? When you
Yeah.
are trying. So they when we are trying to validate hundreds of servers, will that be able to possible to
Yeah, definitely. It is possible. It is
grep
possible.
the specific servers or grep if at all any of the server is failed or something like that? Does that work here?
Yeah, basically that I'm gonna show you in the upcoming days. I'm gonna show you how to use grep whenever you are dealing with the multiple servers. See, you want to get a few information for few servers, so you don't want any other server. So in that case, you can list all the servers and you can grep some part of what you want in the real time. I'll show that in the class itself. Okay.
Okay. And one another thing is that when you have installed Git on the server, sorry,
Okay.
Ansible on the server,
Okay.
it by default installed Python 2, and
Okay.
later after that you try to install Python 3. I
Okay.
still see that the installed version is Python 2 only.
It's completely fine. You need any one of the Python version. Here, the latest version we are using is Python 3, but Python 2 is also completely fine. And I'll tell you one more thing. Basically, as of now, you're using Amazon Linux. By default, you'll get one Python version. So even though if you don't install, that is completely fine for you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. And guys, whatever you are seeing here is gonna be the Ansible configuration file. Here you can see like what are the configuration. So fork 5 means by default it can be able to communicate with 5 servers, but if you want to communicate with 100 servers, just remove the forks 5 and put 100. Okay, let me show this in a understandable way. So here I'm gonna tell what is fork in ansible.cfg. This point I just want to add you. See, in the ansible.cfg, fork means maximum number of simultaneous connections made on the each task. That means, see, if you have 100 servers, if you execute this command in 100 servers, it won't accept. Why? Because here maximum you can run this on 5 servers. If you want to run on 100 servers, uncomment this fork and put as 100. By default, it can work with only 5 servers. But if you extensively want to make it, you need to go for the fork option. Okay, this is the one point I just want to show off for you. Is it clear for all of you now? Yep. So in real-time projects, which terminal will be used to do all of this operation? I'll use Mobexterm, but somebody will use Putty also. It depends upon your flexibility. I am comfortable with Mobexterm. Why? Because it has largest flexibility. But if you wish to work with Putty, it's completely fine. But in Putty, you need to do a lot of work. No, that we can decide. It's not the client requirement. Terminal you can use whatever you want. Yep, it's not the client requirement. Okay, so next question is from.
Is Mobexterm allowed in organizations?
Yeah, allowed. Even I have worked on Mobexterm in my organization.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. And the guys, one thing you need to understand is whatever I worked on my organization, the same way of teaching, I am doing it for you. That means here you are getting the real-time knowledge without working on real time. What are the difficulties? What are the consequences and what are the stuff that I learned from my organization? Same thing I'm delivering for you. So no need to worry about your knowledge. I'm saying, by the end of the course, easily you can put 3 years of experience that I can guarantee you. But when you do practice, only it is possible. So next, Tapas, you can go ahead, Tapas. Tapas Saho.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Tapas. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So actually, sir, in real time, like which inventory file we need to use? Like we are going to.
We can use static inventory. Of course, if you wish to go for dynamic also, it's completely fine.
Okay. So in this part, like how we gonna add the dynamic inventories?
Sorry, repeat it again.
How we can add the dynamic inventories part? Like that.
So dynamic inventory is nothing but it is gonna automatically add the IP address. For that purpose, we need to write the Python script actually.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yep.
Python script.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, sir. So can we get this in in this Ansible part, dynamic configuration?
No, it's not required. Even though you can go for static, you will get the same output. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And from Sirisha, you are getting a question. My doubt is, can we write script through connection Ansible to dev1, dev2 like that? Definitely you can write Sirisha. See, whatever the okay, fine. See, like what exactly she's asking is, sir, you are doing the connection from Ansible main node to worker node. Can we automate with the help of the script? Definitely you can automate with the help of the script. But for that purpose, you need to learn the bash script. If you have the bash script knowledge, you can do it easily, Srisha. Hope it's clear for you. And next to Pujita Kancharla, you can go ahead.
Hi, Ram. Good evening.
Pujita, I'm not able to get your voice. Can you please speak a little bit louder?
Yeah, I'm audible now.
You are audible.
Hello. Yeah. So my doubt is, when we set the password initially, so we need to uncomment 38 and 61 lines, right?
Yep.
Initially, to set the password. So I have seen a 60 third line that password authentication, no, that was not commented. So will it not conflict? We are saying password authentication, yes, and immediately
No, basically
the
like
next
let me
line
explain
is
you this one. Let me open any one of the terminals. See, m/etc ssh
yeah.
sshd _config. Okay. So in the line number 61, if you go and see here, password authentication, here I put yes. And here the same thing you can see no. So
Yes.
this no will be overridden.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. And you have said this configuration like folks can be updated by default, right? Can you give that path where we
Sorry,
can see
can we?
all Ansible configurations?
Yeah, the file name is etc ansible.cfg.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fine. Sorry. Yesterday, I'm giving the notes. Wait. Okay. Yesterday, what concept we discussed? Just only one, that one concept. Huh? Basically, for that purpose, notes is not required. It is simple one, right? Even I need to check here, like where that is written. Okay, I think it is not here, but I'll try to give it. Okay. I'll try to give it in the Telegram channel. It's not here as of now. And one more thing, so after your practice is done, I will recommend every one of you to stop the servers. Well, because in upcoming days, you are going to practice with same server. If you delete them, again, you need to set up everything. It will take half an hour for you. So don't terminate. Just stop it and reuse it. Anirudh, you can speak now. So guys, in the notes, I have given the step-by-step points for you. So you need not to worry about anything. Okay. So whatever the commands I have written on the terminal, you have the step-by-step in the notes in an easier format to understand. Okay. So try to make use of the notes. You'll be getting the concepts very easily. Basically, today we need to touch the concept of modules also, but I won't touch. We'll go slowly. Okay. And a lot of people like from offline, they switch to online. So guys, I'm recommending every one of the offline student who attended offline previously, try to come to offline. Okay. Why? Because offline interaction is gonna be very, very easy when compared with online. Okay. And the way of receiving is also is gonna be very, very like different. So if you attend online and if you attend offline, which one you feel better? Offline. So I will recommend everyone to come. Okay. Why? Because even I love the offline interaction rather than online. Because like virtually you will be somewhere, but if you see here like in front of me, you can able to communicate with me in a better way. Yeah, in offline, yeah, correct. So if you're online, somebody will ping you on Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. Your attention will go there. Or your mom is cooking some delicious snacks. Again, your attention will go there. If you are having your babies, again, your attention will go there. Okay. If we come to offline, the major advantage is you need to focus on only one place. That is the board itself. Okay. Ah, definitely. Even it happened with me also.
Sir,
Okay. Fine.
sir,
Sometimes it definitely happen. So I'm stopping the servers as of now. So the same servers we're going to use on tomorrow session also. Okay. And coming to the
sir,
interview questions now, let's explore what are the interview questions from today's class itself. So I'll be going here and I'll be asking you some questions on interview.
sir,
Yeah, Anirudh.
sir,
Yeah, I'm able to hear you,
sir,
man.
can you give notes of rollback and password, Tomcat passwordless and port changing, sir, in Google Classroom, sir.
Okay, you want that notes, huh? Wait.
Yes, sir.
Mm, this where I have covered. Wait. Yeah, here.
Rollback, rollback access and Tomcat port changing and passwordless.
RBAC I haven't given.
You have given
RBAC I have given, man.
RBAC I have given in assignment part, sir.
Yeah, that's what like you can have the notes from there itself, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, again, if you want, like, don't worry, I'll give it. RBAC you want.
RBAC.
And Tomcat activities. Okay, so these both I am giving.
Okay, sir. Tomcat port changing and password is login, sir.
That's what admin activities means, that only. Okay.
Yes.
So before this, I'm giving it here for you. So here you can see it now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Let me re-upload the notes for you. And in the meanwhile, I know the interview questions, so I'll ask you. So try to answer the interview question. First question, what is Ansible and why we need to use it? Ansible is a configuration management tool. What is the meaning of configuration? What is the meaning of management? Correct. What is inventory file? Inventory file will consist of the IP address
Yeah.
of the
Private address.
worker nodes. Okay. How many type of inventories we have? Static and dynamic. Correct. And third one is gonna be how to establish connection between Ansible node and worker node by using the keys. If you give sh-key, it is gonna establish the connection. And what is the meaning of agentless? Agentless means no need to install any software on the worker nodes. What is ad hoc command? These are temporary Linux command which will be overridden. If you have any kind of temporary works, you can use. For example, tell me an example for ad hoc command. Example for ad hoc command, any kind of example. Ansible all hyphen a double quotes, whatever the command you want. And previously in .sh folder, okay, it's shut down now. Fine, we'll conclude it tomorrow. So that's it for today's session, guys. So I hope the session was very clear for all of you. So let's meet on tomorrow's session with some new topic. These notes you'll get anyways. Don't worry as of now. Okay, I'll give these notes for you. Yeah, you take it. I'm telling that you can get these notes by anyways. Okay, no need to take it separately now. End of the course. Okay, why? Because if I give it initial, na, people will focus on the interview questions only. They won't go for the topics, which is very bad actually. Okay, take it. Okay, then chalo. Let's meet on tomorrow's session. Have a great day. Bye all. Thank you.